And Kenya is increasingly becoming a key investment hub, even as the government continues to inject billions of shillings into infrastructure projects. On this week's edition of Transformers, we look at what the investment landscape looks like, with the latest entrant to set up shop being global firm Swiss International, pumping in about 7 billion shillings into the domestic economy. Will these trends hold, is the big question.
With an annual housing demand pegged at 200,000 units per year, developers have been on the go, working fast to provide decent and affordable housing.
There could hardly be a more important matter than provision of decent housing in Kenya.
Most of the units are highly priced, thus limiting the uptake for a majority of working Kenyans.
63% of the county population lives in urban centers. The manifestation of Kiambu urbanization is in 10 major towns, 5 of which have populations ranging from 100 to 300,000 people. This means we need to plan for decent and quality urban livelihoods.
On average, property costs have stayed high owing to the cost of construction, cost of land, as well as the cost of credit. With less than 20,000 mortgages in the market, this goes to show the limitless potential the real estate market holds.
The characteristics of the market is such that we are seeing the middle class being the key driver and apartments being prominently the preferred type of houses.
Migration to urban centers has spiked, placing intense pressure for houses in most cities and towns in the country. Among developers keen to cash in on the housing deficit is investments firm Citon.
Firstly, what you have here in Kiambu, obviously you have a good governance that has a sustainable vision, and for real estate investment that's the key. So thus things are going the right way.
Your decision to bring the Alma on this site is well grounded in many respects. The landscape of Waka will have a new prime development in whose wake more opportunities for employment and decent homes will be created.
Rent for a bulk of Kenyans consumes close to 40% of one's income, with food taking up at least 30%.
At some point, the market must correct. The market must respond to demand. If demand is in that middle segment, then it simply means that the developers who are now on the supply side will start to adjust to fill the gap that exists where the demand is.
According to the United Nations, by 2020, Kenya's population is estimated to stand at 60 million plus. Interestingly, developers have not only cast their eyes on residential units, but there is growing interest in tapping into the hospitality sector, which has remained quite resilient despite the heightened volatility.
Well, one of the sectors that has been registering stellar performance in Kenya's industry is the hospitality sector.
Investment is forecasted to be around 70 billion.
The entry of foreign-based conglomerate Swiss International Hotels and Resorts signals the increasing appetite in the hospitality sector, which has been attracting global brands as Kenya continues to become a top destination for meetings and conferences. Although Kenya has massive untapped potential in its property market, the cost factor remains a major barrier for millions of Kenyans to transition into home ownership. Abiagina, KTN News.